Yeah, you're open.
What's up, Cole?
What's up, Malik?
You want to hype up any other pizza? You haven't ate yet?
I didn't hype it up though. I just threw it in the mixture of the
Yes, you
other
did.
places that I know are solid.
It's funny.
Dude, have you
like-
seen this on Cole's green screen?
My dude, one of my friends who works for the Bears,
Yeah,
we were talking
yeah.
yesterday, and he just brought it up out of the blue. He's like, "Yeah, I'm about to grab Pequods for the whole family." I'm like, "What?"
What does he say? Does he swear by it? Because I know everybody that
He's all over it. He's like, yeah, he's all over
there's
it.
only one though, isn't there?
No, there's one
There's
in the
one
suburb.
down. There's one suburbs, one downtown. Or not downtown in the
There
city.
might as well really only be one then. There's only one in the suburb.
There's one suburb, one downtown.
There's a big delay. I don't know what that delay is. What's up, Paul? I heard you just jump in.
Yeah, it's going on a little on me, Dan.
I can't even get the stream to pull up right now.
Pequods is delicious.
Hey, Cole, just to
Is it
make
good?
sure you don't have a window open or anything, right?
No. It's the same
Okay,
color.
cool.
My eye. Jeez. What's up, baby? Hold on.
Seems to be leveling out here.
Yeah, it looks good on the vMix return. I'm trying to get the stream out here right now.
Hey, Malik.
What's up?
I wasn't hyping up Pequods like Mike was hyping up that Kenny Lattimore.
That's fine.
Like, Mike, what are you listening to?
And then,
all off beat, like Kenny Lattimore, man. Like, what?
What was funny about that is because you were just you knew that they were going to say what the music was, and then you're just waiting and waiting, and then he says Kenny Lattimore. I'm like, what the?
Like, it would have been better if it's like, because that was '98. If he was like, yeah, man, I got that new Blackstreet, like that, like no diggity, no doubt.
Did you see that what Kenny Lattimore said?
Like what song it was? Like this is the song.
Yeah, that was funny.
Outrageous. Kenny Lattimore. I wonder how many more downloads he got since then.
Oh, a ton. Because you know what I mean? That's like a 90s artist that you forget about, but then you hear it and you're like, oh my God, it's so good.
I don't know if I'm like, it's so good when it comes to Kenny Lattimore. I mean, he's got a few songs like I Will, but that's about it though.
No, you would be into it. Oh, there we go.
Michael Barrett. I can't hear him if he's talking. Oh, there's a baby. Nice.
Dude, could we open Michael up?
Yeah, he's open. I'm gonna have to sound back.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, this is Kevin, the director at Marquee. Can you hear me? We cannot hear you. You can give me a thumbs up if you can hear us, please. Awesome. Okay. The easiest way to fix this would be to log back out and sign back in if you can real quick. And that should help fix this issue. Thank you.
Cole, have you seen that Twitter account that's just dubbing music underneath MJ?
Oh, the Mike, yeah, the Jordan.
Hey, Michael, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can. I apologize for the circumstances. Said we had something come up, so I'm going to be
It's all
feeding
good,
this
man. We can
baby
hear
as
you
we're
now.
talking.
That's okay, man. Adds character to the segment. How you doing, Michael?
Keep it real, right?
Nice.
I'm
How you
doing
doing, man?
well. I'm doing well. I'm going to get
Excellent.
situated
Excellent.
here. I'll sit here and I'll get this baby
Okay.
feeding, and we'll be good to go.
Nice.
So,
Where are you at
how are
right
you
now?
guys?
Where's home base? Excellent.
Atlanta.
Okay.
Can't believe this.
Nice. So you got
Can you guys
stuck
hear
with.
me
I was gonna
okay,
say,
man?
yeah, we can hear you fine. I was gonna say you got stuck with babysitting duties, but it's not babysitting when it's your own child, though, right?
That's right. That's right. Just a little
Yeah.
daddy daycare. Let's see. She keeps looking at you guys like, what's going on?
How
Yeah,
many
you
kids you have?
guys see me okay? Oh, yeah, I have 7 total.
Wow. You're in Phillip
Can't
Rivers
believe this
neighborhood, huh?
happened. Yeah, I am. Oh,
Michael, this is the director again. Can you turn your phone? I know you're feeding. I'm sorry. Can you turn your phone panoramic wise? We just want to
yeah.
stretch your video.
Let me see if I can get that. There we go. Do I need to move that picture in the background? Let me see.
No, don't worry about anything like that. You get in a comfortable
Okay.
spot, and then if we have to readjust your phone a little bit, we can.
Okay.
I
can't believe it.
All right, if it is possible to, can you raise your phone up a touch at all, just to kind of make it more eye level with you?
Yeah, I can figure that out.
Once again, if you can, that'd be great. If not, we completely understand.
Better or more?
No, that's good.
I got you. Oh, that was good? All right.
Yeah, where you had that was fine. Let's see that.
Better.
That's perfect. And then we just want to keep you centered in your shot, so that's good like that. And then are you on data or wireless right now on your phone?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let me I can put on airplane mode and try that. Because my internet is way better.
It is? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We were just curious. Yeah.
How's
So we can
that?
set
Is
it
that
back
better?
up there. That seems to be a little
I'm
better.
on
Yeah.
airplane mode, so yeah. Yeah, my internet's way faster than my reception. My reception sucks where I'm at.
Okay.
Hey, Michael, it's Andrew, the producer.
Right now.
Thank you. Thanks for taking some time with us.
Hey, no problem. I'm honored to be on the show. It's great to be back in the presence of Cubs fans.
Nice. Absolutely. Glad to have you, man.
In theory, everyone watching our network is a Cubs fan, so you'll have all of them.
I figured it. I talked to Ryan a little bit. He kind of downloaded me on things, so we're cool.
Oh, yeah, great.
Right.
He's got that weekly show going, guest after guest after guest.
Yeah. And he's raking them in.
Yeah, he is.
I think he started Mike Trout, Anthony Rizzo. That's a strong 1-2.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go on with them, though, you know? He's fun.
Michael, real quick, man, it's Cole here. Obviously we're gonna talk about, what happened 14 years ago. I mean, with you and AJ Przinsky. Is there anything that you want to stay away from, or you want to any of the Zambrano stuff? Are you cool with that?
No, you good. It's whatever. I'm cool.
You're all good with that?
Whatever.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
Michael Barrett. What's up, Michael?
Bruce, long time, no talk.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know. Everything's good. You?
You sound the same. So it sounds like you're doing well. You sound healthy. It's good. Everybody healthy on y'all's home front? Everybody's good?
How old are the kids now?
Yes.
So I have 15, 12, 9, 6, 4, 2,
Get
and
out
a
of here.
4-month-old. Yeah.
7?
Wow.
Yeah.
Why don't you buy a
Come on,
TV
Isla, you
or
want to show your side? Show them, Isla. You're right here. You might as well.
buy a TV, would you? Or
Yeah, seriously. I have 7 in the house. baby, I'm doing an interview. Give me like, okay, baby.
Have her sit
I'll
on your
get to you in
lap.
a second. Hey, Bruce. Yeah. Eileen, we get on the TV show? She's like, yes.
Nice.
Seriously, beat it. I got to do this. I love you so much. Please get on TV. Go in Nixon's room. The baby's passed out. It's good. Almost.
7.
Nice. Sometimes
7
those
is
Yeah,
good.
it's a long story, but yeah, 7 now.
those
A long
midday
story.
feedings
Yeah.
will do it.
Story for another
Oh, this
day.
homeschooling stuff. These teachers, I love teachers. Oh my goodness.
Oh
Whew.
man,
You
I'm
have
telling
all
you.
I miss
you have
school.
all 7 with you all day.
I just have 3 with me currently, and
Okay.
my wife got held up at the local DMV getting her
Okay.
car
Oh,
registered.
Bruce, we're gonna have to show yet more of the catcher's mask and chest protector there.
Yeah. How's that?
so what have you been doing during this quarantine, Michael?
Just tilt down a touch if
How
you
you been
can,
staying
please.
busy?
So
Aside
the
from 7
Nationals
children.
require us to stay quarantined as much as possible, and just be safe. And so I've been doing all my work out of the house pretty much. And not till recently
Okay.
did Atlanta lift the
Readjust a little
shelter
bit.
rule.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe all this baby on it. It's great.
Hey, Cole and Bruce, I'm just sending a message there to make sure you guys can see it, just a test.
Yep.
Got it.
Great.
Bruce, can you just a little bit more of the catchers? But your headroom is perfect. Sorry. Right there.
That's Bruce's old stuff when he played. He had those wool unis.
Yeah. They're a bitch without underwear. It was like
Yeah. He had
tough.
leather shoestrings.
Oh, fuck.
Do I have a second? Nixon, I've got to do this. You've got to go upstairs. In your room, please. Mom told you what to do. Yeah,
You
I'm
named
like
him
Will
after the
Ferrell on that
president
one
of the
skit.
United. You named him after the
No,
president of the
he's
United States.
long story. He's named after a surfboard.
Okay, that's better.
Nixon, knock it off, please. Go to your room and watch TV in your room, please. Go.
I'm having a bad time with my camera today.
Nixon
Yeah, this
makes
is
sweet
nap
watches
time,
too.
Nixon. Yeah. It's funny. This is great. I'm loving it. And the whole Cubs fan base gets to see Michael in action at the home front.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The baby's asleep.
Got it, Bruce. Perfect.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah, Bruce, that looks good.
All right.
Dusold, how are we doing on framing? Okay. All right, so Cole, just a reminder, we're coming in off a little sound full of the collision at home plate there.
Yep.
And then we're teasing at the end strikeout pitchers in Cubs history. If you had to pick one to get a strikeout, who would you go with?
Got it.
And Cole, you'll get the first two, and then we'll just alternate back and forth for questions.
No doubt.
Yeah, soften them up for me.
I got you, Bruce.
This picture is driving me crazy. I'm taking it down.
Where's the Silver Slugger? Michael, where's the don't you
It's
get
in
the
the
bat, silver
basement.
bat, right? Okay,
Yeah, the in the man cave downstairs.
nice.
The kids allowed in there?
No.
I'd probably have it like right hanging above the front door, or as soon as you walk in the house, just to remind everybody.
Yeah, at this point in time, you do have to remind people. It's been so long ago. They don't know half the players on that team. That's pretty
You're
normal
still
these
young,
days
though.
for kids.
You retired too young.
I didn't have much of a choice. I was just not good enough anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, just injuries. I got injury bug. They say it comes in threes. That's what happened.
All right, I'm
What do they also tell you? They say, how do you know when it's time to stop playing? Like the young guys will tell you,
That's right.
right?
3 boxes
Exactly.
good.
It's
So
not
I
who's in
think
front of
we're
you, it's who's behind you.
Absolutely.
I think we're all set to go, right? Just confirming, Kevin.
Will you give me some water?
We can wait to start. You can get the water now. You all good? You want a minute to start, Michael?
Oh, we're good whenever.
All right. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, welcome back here to Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite. And what you just saw, that was 14 years ago to the day. On the south side, AJ Przinsky, he comes rumbling home and he meets Michael Barrett smack dab at home plate. And the rest, of course, is history. We know Michael Barrett hit him with that two-piece. And who's here right now? Look who it is. It's the Washington Nationals catchers coordinator and former Chicago Cubs catcher, Michael Barrett. Michael, thanks for taking time out. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Hello, Cubs Nation. Good to see you again. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on the show. And do us a favor, walk us through that play. AJ Przinsky, as he said, he comes rounding third, headed for home, and you see him. Did you think he was going to bowl you over?
No, that's one of those things where, I kind of let my guard down. The throw hadn't gotten to home plate yet, and I don't like to point the finger at anybody for, how that play all kind of came about. But, it's like I tell our catchers this day and age, you got to always be ready for a blow. You never know. Never let your guard down.
Moving 7 years ahead, the rules, Michael, changed in Major League Baseball after the Posey collision. So therefore, you would be in that situation not allowed to block the plate without the ball, and Przinsky would not have been able to run you over. Could you ever think about if you fast forwarded that, how that play would have transpired, or if it would ever happen at all?
Yeah, that in that particular moment, and I'd have to break it down with a whiteboard almost to kind of explain how it all went down. It makes perfect sense now. Back then it didn't, but the catcher establishes when they first established the rule, the catcher establishes that he's in fair territory, which I did. So it wasn't technically, according to the rule today, blocking home plate. Um, you know, Looking back on it, with third base being inside the line, it should have been a little different. Like the rule should have been a little bit different, meaning, when on a tag play and a contact play, and this is what I explained to our guys, your foot on the line is blocking the plate. At that point in time during that play, I didn't really think that I was blocking the plate, but from the line that he was coming home, I was in his way. When they're rounding third, they take a little bit bigger turn, so they're approaching home plate a different way. So your foot in fair territory on the line or just slightly inside the line is a safer play because you're not blocking his route to home plate.
Okay, Michael. So Przinsky, he collides with you. He gets up, stomps on home plate. Would you say that was the spark that lit the fire?
It was a little bit of everything. I just think it was that day. Rich Hill walks the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches. It was a fly ball that was hit that I thought was a sure tag and easy score home. I didn't think it was necessary at that point in time in the game or in that situation to try to block home plate. So my intention in that particular moment was not to take the throw from left field, and nor did I think there was a play at the plate. The other factor in that, and this is the first time I actually think I've talked about it in 14 years, but at that particular time, the ball was behind AJ. So I had two choices to make to get to the ball: cut across in front of him or wait till he passed by to go around him to get the ball, not knowing that Rich was behind me, backing up the base. And I never assumed that anyone would back up the throw. So, I was waiting for AJ to pass by at that particular moment as the ball was rolling behind him to retrieve the ball to keep the runner from third from scoring. That ended up being a poor decision, obviously. But as far as the punch goes, I mean, there was a number of factors playing into that emotional situation. They're coming off a World Series. We're grinding it out, trying to get back to 500. We just come off a tough series against the Padres not long before that, where we had another altercation, and there was just a lot of tension to try to get back on track as a team. And in that particular moment, slapping home plate, did it play a huge factor in it? I don't know so much, looking back on it. I just think that it all kind of transpired from that second inning on, from the beginning, you know.
What about the competitiveness of both you and Perzinski? You both are known as, were known and are known still as fiery competitors. AJ, for the great player that he was and the great competitor he was, had a reputation. How did that all play into it?
I don't think so, because I've known AJ for so long. I knew him when he was, drafted first year right out of the draft, and I got a chance to meet him. And then shortly after that, when I was converted to catcher, he kind of took me under his wing a little bit and had some great advice. We kind of maintained a good relationship. I wouldn't say we were friends, but it wasn't anything that that day symbolized. So we definitely were both competitive with one another coming up through the minor leagues. He was always one step ahead of me, always revered as one of the best catchers in the game. And so, I kind of did everything I could to compete with him and keep up with him, through his, climbing of the ladder in the minor leagues. And, even though he had, that reputation, I still had a great deal of respect for some of the things that he did behind the plate, from different aspects. For example, like handling the pitching staff. He did some things that were a little bit unorthodox, but his game calling was solid behind the plate. He did some things offensively that were impressive over his career. So I had respect for him. And then that particular day, I don't think a lot of that had much to do with what ended up resulting from the play.
What was going through your mind right before you punched him? Because you said you had so much respect for him, but you didn't have too much respect not to punch him in the face.
Yeah, at that particular
Yeah.
time, it could have been anybody walking. I mean, it could have been anybody, but it was just at that point in time, you're not thinking, well, I was blocking the plate or I was in his way or he had the right to run me over. You're not thinking anything like that. You're just thinking, man, there was no play at the plate. He's barreling down the line. I'm just trying to get to the ball. I'm not anticipating him, someone I've known for so long, to take me out. And then when he takes you out, and it wasn't so much the slapping of the plate, but what was more, I think, antagonizing for me at that moment was him walking toward me, not knowing that he was going for his helmet. That was the biggest thing for me. At that point in time, it was, just shock factor, like what just happened. I just got knocked down. As I'm getting up, here he comes, walking toward me. Like I said, not knowing at that time he was going for his helmet, and just looking more at I would say a preemptive defense mechanism, and so to speak. It wasn't something that I look back on and I'm necessarily proud of, but it's one of those things where hindsight's always 2020. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you, and I'll never apologize for playing on the edge and playing the game hard. But sometimes it gets the best of you, and you end up, the results aren't always positive results. Depending
Fast
on
forward,
how you look at it.
fast forward to your couple of fights with Carlos Zambrano on the same day. Your competitiveness, your will to win, and Zambrano's were pretty similar. I mean, there was a lot of passion in the way you played. There was tremendous passion and a lot of spur of the moment when it came to Carlos. Explain that day and explain how all that transpired in your mind, looking back on it many years ago.
Once again, that particular time, you've got, a different manager coming in for the first year. You're trying to adjust to his expectations. Zambrano and I working together the 3 years prior to that, he was top three among ERA, great relationship. I just think that once again, during that time, high expectations, different manager, learning his expectations on the field, learning how to take charge with a different type style. Not that years previous to that were bad, but you're adjusting, trying to get used to a new manager. That day, it just seemed like that year we were just not very good on day games after day off. So it was like getting everybody going again after a day off, and we were kind of beat up at that time. And I remember just that particular day, just some of the things that were happening on the field. Zambrano and I trying to change the attitude of what was going on, and then all of a sudden it was redirected toward each other, and it caused a ruckus in the in the dugout, then into the clubhouse. And that's not a guy that I would necessarily pick a fight with ever again. So you kind of hindsight 2020. And there's probably a lot of Cubs fans going, "Wow, you just thought of that now, 14 years later, 13 years later. That's smart of you."
It's the
Yeah,
kind
Carlos
of the
Zambrano.
competitor that you were, Michael. You know.
Mama Bear made it home.
Oh, that's great.
Mama
There
had
she
trade
is.
off,
Oh,
trade off.
there. So you can hand off some of the daddy daycare duties. How's that been going during
That's
quarantine?
right.
You have 7 of them at the house, right?
Yeah, it's been, what, I look at it like a blessing and a disguise. When I've been in baseball for so long, this is the first opportunity to be at home with the family, and and just get to be at home is a blessing in a weird way. And I miss baseball. I mean, obviously I'm a huge fan. I miss it dearly, but to have the opportunity to be at home with the kids has been a blessing in disguise.
And finally, you had a wonderful career with the Cubs, and you were an excellent player. But when it came to leaving the Cubs, what was the taste in your mouth? Because these things transpired, and then not much afterwards, you were traded and you were gone. Now, what were your feelings like walking out the door as a former Cub?
Yeah, I was crushed. I don't know too many players that play in Chicago, get traded or leave, and aren't devastated. At least, that's the way I felt. But I also had the opportunity to go to a great organization that was in a team that was in first place, vying for a playoff spot. So my frame of thought at that particular time was, yeah, it was tough because every day I put on the Cubs uniform, all I could do was dream of what it would be like to win a World Series and bring it home to the fans. And every day I went out there, it was just such an honor to put on the Cubs uniform, put on a major league uniform. Um, is a great honor in and of itself. But for a storied franchise with such great history, great fans, man, it was just such a joy. And then, like I said, being traded to San Diego was a huge blessing in that they were in first place. They had the best record in the National League. So it was easy to transition over, or easier to transition over to a team that was competing for a World Series spot, especially when I felt like at that particular time, if y'all remember, and I know Cubs fans will definitely remember, that was not long after Lou Piniella got tossed, when Angel Pagan got thrown out at third base. And all of a sudden, it was like, there's our leader. There he is. Here we go. And then, we went on a little bit of a winning streak, and we started to turn things around. And then, bam, I get traded, and I was like, oh man, that stinks. But like I said, going to San Diego was a blessing, and having the opportunity to ride it out that year all the way to the postseason wild card game was an awesome experience. And I definitely, like I said, there wasn't a day that I went to Wrigley Field where I just didn't dream of winning a World Series and bringing that home. And what a great honor and thrill it is to play there. But at the same time, what a great pleasure it would be to be able to bring that back to the fans.
Absolutely, Michael. Now, you made the transition from Chicago to San Diego, and after your playing career wrapped up, you made the transition to the Washington Nationals. You're now their catching coordinator. So as you look forward to 2020, everything's going to be ratcheted up just a little bit because the season's going to be compacted. So how big of a toll will that take on catchers league-wide? What do you say?
I mean, the job that I have with the Washington Nationals has changed my life. And I just want to kind of dive into that just a split second, because I know you want to move forward. But this organization has been great to me and my family. I can't even tell you how awesome the Lerner family is, Rizzo and Doug Harris and the whole staff. We've got so many great catching guys in the organization. Bob Boone. I've learned so much. I've learned how to be a better catching coach. I've learned how to be a better man, a better father. It's just been a great experience. As far as looking forward, I just think there's so many variables. There's so many things that are playing into this decision that, I can't imagine, what it's like at home for viewers and baseball fans waiting for this to come about. I know it's tough. It's tough for us, but I know, without baseball, America's not the same.
Michael, there's that perception right now that players and owners can't agree, that money comes into it. As a baseball fan and someone's been involved with it their whole life, does it hurt you to perceive that fans consider both sides kind of greedy on moving in this tough time for everybody going forward in the United States, and health being the major issue?
Yeah, I don't, it's interesting you say that. I mean, I guess I never really thought of it that way. But yeah, I mean, I guess it goes back to just negotiating in general. I don't blame fans for the way they view anything. My personal view may be different, but I certainly respect where Major League Baseball fans and baseball fans in general are coming from. I'm certainly sensitive to both sides. Working on the development side, I'm anxious to get the guys back out on the field so we can get them better and we can help them achieve their dreams of making the major leagues. As far as what's going on, I really kind of been out of touch. I've been trying to keep up the best that I can, but from what I read, the players saying and reading off of Major League Baseball.com that is really, and MLB trade rumors and a couple other things. I guess what I'm hearing is that the reservations on the player side being a number of things, and then including salaries, obviously probably being one of the bigger things. But I think probably the concern that I've heard from players most recently are the concern that they could contract the coronavirus, and I definitely think that's something that should be considered top priorities, keeping these guys healthy, which I'm sure Major League Baseball will do. As far as the ownership side, I mean, I can't imagine, where they're at with the numbers. I don't think it's easy to predict. I mean, it's easy to predict what you lose. It's not easy to predict what you're going to make, So I want to be sensitive to what I say, to the ownership groups as well.
Well, we want everyone to stay safe as well, but we'd also rather have baseball back sooner rather than later. Michael Barrett, thanks so much for joining us on the 14th anniversary to the day of that punch heard around Chicago. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate all y'all do for the network and for Cubs fans and Cubs Nation and Major League Baseball. And Bruce, good to catch up.
Same
Been
here,
too
pal.
long, man.
Great seeing you.
I've been in your
meet you at
cell for 20 years. Give me a shout.
Meet you at Randy's for breakfast in Arizona again.
Sounds good.
It's a date. Now, still to come right here on Cubs 360. Now, we're giving the guys a blank canvas right here on the show, and they're going to give us the best strikeout artist in Cubs history. A lot of artists out there on the mound, and we're going to give you our best pick next right here. Don't touch that dial.
I don't know. I'm trying to cut out of here. I'm sorry if I messed something up.
No, you're
Michael,
all
great.
good. Thank you so
No,
much.
you're all good.
Great,
Thank you,
great
man. It was
catching
great,
up, Michael. Take
Great.
care,
Good
buddy.
luck to you guys.
You too.
You got it.
Likewise.
Thanks.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, we good?
Yeah,
All right, guys.
great stuff there, Cole. We just need you to hang on for. We just have 2 reads.
Cool.
That we can knock out. That we can knock out now instead of later.
For sure.
Deuce, you.
There's one that Malik sent me.
Yeah, that's one of them, and then I'm gonna once we knock that out, I'll forward you another one. Both on camera, so take your time.
Oh, these are on camera?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
You can count yourself in here. Hold on, let's just make sure we're recording. Deuce, we good?
All good?
On you, Cole.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey there, Cubs fans. Stay tuned because after the game, it's the stadium with Michael Kim. That's at 7 o'clock. And then right after that, it's Cubs 360, 7:30 on the dot, where Michael Barrett joins us and relives that historical moment with AJ Przinsky. There was a punch involved. You're going to want to hear this. Stick around.
Great. Just emailed you the second one. This is going to actually air inside of Stadium.
All right, let's give it a run.
Okay.
In three, 2, 1. Hey, coming up next right here on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite. 14 years ago to the day, it was one of the biggest moments in the Crosstown Classic. Cubs, White Sox, Michael Barrett, and AJ Przinsky. It was the punch heard round Chicago. Michael Barrett, he's going to join us on the show. Plus, if you needed a Cubs pitcher of all time to get that strikeout, who's it going to be? The discussion is going to break out next right here on Cubs 360. We'll do it again.
Just a little long there. We can just go all Michael Barrett since the first 2 blocks are on him anyway. So you can just tease. We're talking Cubs White Sox rivalry, including Michael Barrett joins on the anniversary, and then you can just wrap from there. Just try to keep it to 15.
Okay. So. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep it shorter then. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. Hey, coming up next right here on Cubs 360. It was 14 years ago to the day when Michael Barrett and AJ Przinsky had somewhat of a falling out at home plate. One of the best moments in the Crosstown Classic, and we'll relive it right here on Cubs 360 coming up next.
Can you just do one more and just say that Michael Barrett's joining the show?
Cool. In 3, 2, 1. That was me, brain fart. 3, 2, 1. Hey, coming up next right here on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite, we take a stroll down memory lane. Michael Barrett's going to join us as he highlights one of the greatest moments in the Crosstown Classic.
All good.
3, 2, 1. Hey, coming up next, right here on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite, Michael Barrett. He joins us to discuss the Crosstown Classic when he and AJ Brzezinski mixed it up at home plate. It's a moment that you won't want to miss. You can catch it all right here next on Cubs 360, presented by Miller Lite.
Perfect.
There we go.
Thanks, Cole. I'll see you. See you in a little bit here.
Cool. All right, bro.
See ya.